Hello, this is a demonstration video in which I plan a house and export it at the end and visualize it at Twinmotion. In this video, I show how I plan a medium-sized house and how to go about it. First, I set the units and the scale up here. I can set different units here. I leave inch. And I can also set the scale. And I can change these settings at any time later. These units will then also change throughout the program if you change them here. Then I want to work in 2D and 3D mode in parallel. That's why I click on Windows Arrangement, on Layout and 2 windows. I have 2D mode on the left and 3D mode on the right. I'm going to start drawing now. In the catalog, I take the standard wall and start drawing. I can now only see the measurement on the wall on the mouse. If I also want to see the measurements on the wall, then I have to go down here on the right. Activate these interactive dimensions, and then I see the dimensions on the wall when drawing the wall, and I now draw the house to the end, and when I'm done with the function, I press the Escape key. In 3D mode, we see that we have already drawn a house. To move in 3D mode, press the mouse wheel and move the mouse. When you turn the mouse wheel, you zoom in or out. And you can also click and edit everything in 3D mode. Next, I draw the interiors with a wall that is thinner. There are different walls in the catalog, but you can also create your own walls and save them in the catalog. And as soon as a room has been created, the square area is also calculated. You can also adjust the room specifications later. I draw as a polygon because I selected polygon here. I now select line, then I draw individual lines. If the wall at the corner is not sitting properly, then press W on the keyboard, and you can align the wall like this. I am currently drawing a floor plan that I have opened on the second screen. I downloaded it on the internet. And at the bottom right, snap points are activated. I'll deactivate them, because if I haven't activated snap points, then I can draw any angle, and my wall won't be snapped all the time. Next, I draw doors. I can select different doors in the catalog. These buttons in the upper right corner move you back one folder, and here are different folders. I'll take an outside door first. I'll install them here. I click with the left mouse button. And then, in the next moment, select the opening direction and click again. I also activate the mapped 2D view here in 2D mode. So I can also see the textures in the floor plan, and that looks much better and more representative. Now I'm going to draw interior doors. You can also create your own doors. You don't necessarily have to take doors out of the catalog. In another video, I explain how to do this. And we still need a patio door. Next, I draw windows. I choose such a single leaf window, and I also see right away that this window is too high. So I click on it. I can also click on it in 3D mode. I can also change the dimensions here, for example to 10. Or I can change it here as well. And the units that you set at the beginning are always used. But I can still change the units to meters, for example. This is not a problem in the entire planning process. So then I'll continue to draw this window. Before drawing, I set the sill height. And draw now. As you can see, the window is drawn correctly like this. Since it's just an example project, it doesn't matter that many windows are the same. Now the next thing I'm going to do is draw the terrace. To do this, I use the plate function. The plate function can be used in a variety of ways. I'm going to draw as a polygon now. I now have a plate that we can use in many ways. I click on it, make it thinner first, and I lower it a little because it's a bit high. As soon as it appears above the ground, it's directly on the floor. I can also give this terrace a texture later. I'll do that afterwards. I'm now planning a driveway, also as a platform, this time rectangular. And then I also make it thinner and lower. Then I plan a garage in front of the driveway. In 2D mode, I have a symbol catalog here. I have garages, carports. There are ready-made garages. But you can also draw them individually. I take a finished garage, and to turn the garage that is now on my mouse, I press the Ctrl and D key and place the garage here. This is what the whole thing looks like here now. I could also place a carport. This is what a carport looks like, for example. But we'll do it without a carport for now. And you can also draw carports individually and plan each beam individually. When you delete a room, there is still a room stamp left in the program. You have to click on it once and delete it. So, now I'm planning another floor. No, wait. I'm planning the garden now. I use the plate function as a polygon again and draw a garden around the house. In other words, an area that I then assign as a garden. So I click on this plate, make it thin again, lower it. And then I point in 3D mode over the texture catalog. Add a base texture to this plate, and I'll use different textures now. And in the interior, we are now also distributing textures. By the way, you can also import textures, of course. You can take simple image files and use them as textures. I also explained this in another video. I'm just distributing different textures into different rooms as an example to demonstrate it. Otherwise, we could also adjust the floor coverings. As I said, you can also import and use your own textures. So, next I'm going to draw 3D objects. You can also import 3D objects from Google's 3D warehouse, which is free of charge. And there are millions of 3D objects that you can then import. For example, I could import a car now. Now I have the car on the mouse, and I rotate it by pressing Ctrl and D. In the garden, I could plan hedges and grass. I choose such a hedge and enlarge it. And then I just copy it several times in a row on both sides of the house. And we take some grass and enlarge it. And this is what it looks like here now. Next, I plan a staircase. Simply for demonstration purposes. We'll do the stairs here. And now I can set the width. The stairs are now here in the room. And it is automatically opened in the floor ceiling above. But you can also set this manually. One user commented that the staircase does not meet American safety standards. That's why I'm planning with 2 railings now, and of course you can also adjust the type of stairs. You can make different settings for the stairs and plan everything individually. So this software is based on a professional architecture software that professional architects work with. Only a few really professional functions are excluded from it, but the rest is based on a really frequently used, very well-known architecture software from Germany. And that's why everything here also complies with the building standards and can be adjusted to the building standards in various countries. You can use it to create blueprints that meet national standards in pretty much every country in the world. Next, I'm planning another floor. I click on the floor management here and then on a new floor. I copy all the walls and windows and doors. So, first I remove the door upstairs. And the garage on the second floor may not make so much sense. That's why I delete it by clicking on it and pressing the delete button. By the way, such a room has been created here again for the garage. I'll delete it once. And I'm now planning a roof on the upper floor. To do this, I click here in 2D mode and then click on the floor management. With this blue, you can select which floor is currently active, in which floor you work and draw. That's why I click on roof here, automatically, and the roof automatically recognizes the contours of the house and draws it. Of course, you can also draw the roof manually, but I have now drawn it automatically. Next, I raise the roof once by 100 units. That was too much. I enter -20 again. I can also adjust the roof individually. You can use the program to plan all types of roofs that exist. The roof can be designed as individually as possible. First, I show the wood mode, that is the wooden construction on the roof.
You can already see the beams here.
You can also have the wooden construction displayed exclusively and the beams completely customized. Here is the wood framework. This looks a bit distorted because the screen resolution does not match the program. You need to change that in the settings. This is described on the website. But I don't want to work on the wooden construction now, but only the shape of the roof. So I click on roof, then on roof side, and here I can now set for different roof sides. So you can see the house like here right now from above, and here on the right I would like to have a gable, and on the other end of the house I would also like to have a gable. And here we also see our gable. These holes must be closed now. To do this, you have to build 1 or 2 more floors above it. I now click on Floor Management. Go to the upper floor. It is important to mark the upper floor here, and now I'm adding another floor. But don't copy the doors, windows, and openings. Now this opening is completely closed. I would now like to make the overhangs on the roof larger, and I would like to demonstrate how to plan a dormer window. For this, I click on Construction here on the left in Construction mode on dormer. I first select the roof in which it should be planned. And then with 2 clicks I plan such a dormer. I could also assign the texture of another roof to the dormer. I mean assign the texture to the dormer from another roof. I could also plan a small window in the dormer. Let's take such a window, and it was drawn 1 floor too low because I was on the wrong floor, but I lift it up. And I make the window shorter. So we now have a window in the dormer. And next I plan the shadow. I go to Lighting in 3D mode. And I can adjust the direction of the sun, the way my 3D vision is aligned now. And then I click on Recalculate Shadows. And the shadows are recalculated. Then I click OK, and I now see shadows. And this is how my house looks finished now. Next, I would export this house. The 3ds format can be imported to Twinmotion. This is a free software from Epic Games. The software can be used to create architectural visualizations according to the very latest standards in the industry. It uses the latest technologies that are also used in games. Ray tracing is also used here, for example. So the latest graphics card sweats a lot with the program. You can also see the load of the GPU and CPU in the bottom left. And you can add your own textures here. You can add different landscapes. You can adjust the weather. On YouTube, there are a lot of instructions on how to import projects with Twinmotion and then visualize them, how to work completely with them. That's why I don't make any instructions on this. We are not professionals in Twinmotion. But this is what this house we have planned looks like at Twinmotion, and every customer of ours can export their project from the Pro version in 3ds format. And the Pro version is currently on the market, I think, pretty much the cheapest software to create 3ds architectural projects for Twinmotion. Other programs that can do this usually cost several thousand euros. Each user can visualize projects in this way.